I just want to reiterate from a previous video my thoughts on the gap year. I took a gap year. I absolutely encourage anybody who's applying to med school to take some time off after school. I mean, some of you absolutely will want to just hop right in, but everybody I know who took a gap year or two or several, nobody has any regrets about it. It's a lot of time to, grow as a person yourself. So, you've been a student your whole life, presumably, and you can take some time off work, whatever is within your means. Just enjoy yourself if you're taking a gap year. I mean, you're gonna be in the application process, but it gives you a lot of time to really focus on the application process, so you can make yourself the best candidate uh, that you can. So during that gap year, there's so many different options. There's no really wrong options except doing nothing and still not working that hard on your application. I guess that would be like the only way you could go wrong there. But maybe you didn't do so hot in all your courses, or maybe you want to retake the MCAT. It's a great time. Just use something where you can just totally focus on the task at hand and not have to worry about, I got four other classes and clubs and other activities to balance. How am I going to do it? During that gap year, you can just really hammer on whatever you want. And so yeah, maybe you have to retake some courses. Go ahead and do that. ASUM, go ahead and retake the MCAT. Do well on it. But if that's not your reasoning for taking a gap year, or if you just want to take a gap year regardless, you can go get involved in research. You could travel, maybe do research abroad. What schools are going to want to see is that you're taking the time to expand yourself, that you're not just sitting stagnant. That it doesn't have to be something medical related. A lot of people, I feel like, they think that if you're doing a gap year, I have to be doing research, I have to be doing scribing. Those are both great things to do, but if you want to volunteer wherever, if you want to spend your whole year volunteering. I did volunteering with the Boys and Girls Club, and it was incredibly rewarding. Not medically related, but I really enjoyed my time there. And whatever you're passionate about, take time to focus on that, and you'll probably be you may be getting interviews, and you'll have the time to go, to really prep for your interviews, and to get away and just focus purely on those interviews when they come up. So if you're shooting for some of these top schools, especially, it can be a lot of times they don't really want kids straight out of undergrad. Some people kill it and they get in straight out of undergrad, but you can go ahead and get like a master's. You can do what you want during that gap year. There's no real wrong answer. I just wanted to reiterate that. There's a lot of other people out there that have made videos on the gap year and all the different things you can do. You can research things to do on your gap year online, no problem. A lot more than I could talk about really in this video. So the final thing I want to say is just, use it to help. It'll help show your human side in your application. You can, if you're really passionate about teaching, and you want to do that in the future, you can do some sort of teaching, volunteering, or work activity during that gap year, and then that's something great. You'll have so much to talk about in those med school interviews if you're doing something you're passionate about in the gap year. So I'm all for it. There's no right or wrong answer in terms of taking a gap year or not. Do what you want, do what you feel comfortable with, but that's about all I have to say about the gap year. So we finished up talking about high school all the way through college and potential for gap year or gap years. And I hope you enjoyed those videos. I'm going to do a lot more videos talking about particulars of certain things that you need to be doing in this time. There's the MCAT, there's interviews, your secondaries, all that stuff, that whole process. There are tons of things to talk about, all within those realms. So I'll get working on those, and I'll see you next time.